5 years ago, I had a manual wheelchair that I needed to change the caster wheels on. I contacted the manufacturer. They gave me the distributor in my area, and they told me to contact them, and they will be more than happy to provide me with the parts and the service. So I contacted the dealer, and I asked for the parts and if they will replace it for me. And they indicated that I have to go in for evaluation before they provide me any service, even selling me the part. And I asked why you want me for evaluation. They said we need to make sure that you are the chair that you're using is the best chair for you. And I said, I know it's the best chair for me. This has been, I've been using this chair year after year, and I used it more than once. It's when I bought the same chair. They said, no, we cannot provide you, sir, with any service without you coming in and doing the evaluation. I said, okay, well, what do I need to do and what appointment and so on. And it turned out to be this evaluation is $175. So I obviously canceled, and I ordered the part online from a different vendor. It could be not the original part, I don't know. I paid $55 for both casters, and I replaced them myself. Today, I'm working on this chair. It is the chair that I use either inside the house. I use a manual chair, but this is a chair that is allowed to go in the house, and it goes only in mostly clean places. It doesn't go on the back, so it doesn't bring dirt in the house. And the chair that I'm sitting on now is the chair that I use it for work on the property. So that chair is out of battery. I ordered the batteries, and we picked them up from town, and today I'm going to replace them. So this video is about replacing the batteries on this chair. Thank you, and enjoy the video. And before I start, I'm not an expert, I'm not a technician, I'm just learning and getting things done for the best of my ability. So if I mess up, so be it. This is Pronto M51 Sure Step, I believe. And I'm going to change the batteries today. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. For most chairs, in order to remove the battery, you need to remove the seat. And this chair has a very simple way to remove the seat. There is an arm here you can up and swivel. That's if somebody needs to turn around so they can get on the chair or off the chair without their footrest in front of them. But also it unlocks the seat from the base, and then the seat can be lifted up. Obviously I cannot lift the seat, so I'm going to use this hoist. I'm going to put the seat belt together, which I don't use the seat belt, but I keep it only for that purpose when I need to take the seat off, and then I'll show you the rest. This is a charging cable that's coming from the back. It was tucked in here in the back pocket here. But the point that I forgot to tell you is this cable here with this harness, it needs to be unplugged from the one that's coming here before, obviously, which I did that, but I forgot to show you in the video. These two to be unplugged before you put the seat out, so you can have it separated. Now when I have the seat off, I can put both wheels on the free, so I can pull this away from under the seat, so I can actually work on it. And here, that's where the seat comes in. We have two screws here to take off, and this plate will come off, and the battery is underneath here. Now, it is important after you disconnect the negative that you take that cable out, and you disconnect the negative, take this cable out. So while you're disconnecting the positive, the negative doesn't touch. And while you're using keys to disconnect the positive, because the positive is covered here, when we uncover it, so we can unscrew this bolt, and if your key is too long, and while you're moving the key touches the negative, that will result into a spark. So you need to make sure that the negative cable is out of the way, and your key doesn't working on the positive doesn't touch the negative. So here is the front battery is disconnected, but I leave all cables in their places. I leave the battery in its place, so when I take it out, when I put the new battery, I know which direction, I don't get confused. Each chair has its own design and its own way, so I just put the battery, the new battery, the same direction of the old battery. For the battery in the back and the rear, you cannot take it out unless you undo this screw or bolt that has this arm that's holding the battery so it doesn't slide backward. So the battery will not fit between this ring here or pole for the seat to sit on and here unless you undo this. So after I remove this piece that was like so, I can take the battery out. So because this is a very tight spot to put the cable on, to unscrew this, so I'm going to take it out, just sit it on the top and undo that screw or bolt, and then I will bring the new batteries in. Now these batteries are kind of heavy. It's small batteries, but they are heavy. So if you need help with lifting them up, you probably need to prepare for that. I have the two batteries, the new batteries here. I unloaded them on my footrest so I don't carry the weight. So now this battery was here. Everything is in the same place. This battery is here. So I'm gonna take this battery out and get the new one, turn it around this way, so the red is here, which is a positive, and the negative in the same spot. I'm going to take it out to have more room to install we start with the positive and then connect the negative. Now this negative is going to the second battery. I'm going to leave that for now. And if I connect the negative here, we will have a full circuit, so I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to install the positive here with the new battery, and then we start connecting the negatives. Now we connect this positive with this negative. It's not going to make spark. Now I did one mistake. I connected the cables before I lift up this handle to carry the battery to put it in. So I have to take everything out, lift the handles, and then put them, install it again. So we'll start again with the disconnecting the negative first, and then disconnect the positive. So if you are installing the batteries before you drop them in place, you need to lift those handles up before you connect it, so you can actually drop the battery in place. Otherwise, you're not going to have handles to put them on. So we start with the positive. And make sure when you put the positive in, the negative is away from touching this negative, otherwise it's going to spark, or touching the negative of another battery that also can spark. So you always keep your negative away from the after you have all your terminals correctly connected, you drop the batteries in their places, and it's a tricky process because it's a tight spot. They're all connected, and I'm working with one hand, and then you make sure they are settled correctly. This connection came off because it's too short. So I connected this one incorrectly. It should be the arm for the connector comes this way and the knot comes from this way, so this doesn't interact with this bar, so I will have to switch this. After you situate everything, now we're gonna reinstall that bar here in this hole to hold this battery from sliding, and then connect the whole assembly to the chair itself so the motors will work. Says front. Now I'm going to take the base of the chair under the hoist that's holding the seat and drop the seat in place and lock it in, connect the cable for the joystick, the controller, and test it. Now I'm going to connect the cables for the joystick, the controller, and after you're done, you need to make sure this cable connection that connect the machine to the joystick to operate, it's kind of out of the way. You put zip ties to hold it, because if you are moving around and this hanging and it get hooked on something, it's gonna get unplugged just by pulling out, and then the wheelchair will stop and it has to be plugged again so you can move it. So if this has happened to you and you cannot reach back, somebody has to help you. But if you zip tie these in a way that it doesn't get caught on anything, then that will be the way to do it. So I'm gonna feed it through here. I'm going to zip tie it here, and zip tie here, and still it will have some movement just in case I need this to swivel the seat for any reason. Thank you very much for watching. That was some kind of a process, and the work was not as easy as expected it, but I did it, and the chair is working, and I'm on it now. So this chair I use just between the shop here and the house. I don't use it in the back on the dirt or in the pasture or going to the chicken coop or anything, to keep it as clean as possible. And this chair is the one that I was sitting on while I was working, is the one to go, and it has more powerful motors on it, bigger wheels, so it can go in off-roading, if you will. It does have some downsides of it. I'm gonna make a review on that chair soon. I don't do these kind of videos. All our videos about homesteading and taking care of our garden, plants, pasture, and animals. However, those are the chairs that I use to do what I'm doing on the homestead. So I'm gonna do these videos. This other chair here is a backup chair. I left it in the rain, so it stopped working, and now it starts working again, but there is still only one wheel is not working, so I'm waiting on it. It's probably gonna end up drying completely and work again. If not, I'll try to fix it. So all these chairs I'm using on my property here or going out, with this chair that I just replaced the battery on, going out to church or whatever, because that's the one I try to keep it as clean as possible, especially the wheels. I purchased this one for $500, and I purchased this one, which is the most powerful chair of them, for $400. That was $500 as well. And I took care of them. And thank you for watching. Appreciate your subscribe, like, and share, and have a blessing day.